I'm about to share 5 clear signs your avoidant ex is not coming back to your relationship. Now, if you don't know these 5 signs, you can spend your whole life waiting for someone who is never going to be there for you in the way that you really want. Because the difficult part is this. An avoidantly attached person might come back to you, but that is not the same as actually coming back in a way that matters. Now, let's start with the first sign. They have clearly said they do not want a relationship with you, and their behavior matches that. This is one of the cleanest signs, but it's also one of the hardest to accept. Because when you love someone and you know they are avoidantly attached, you might start to explain away their behavior using their attachment style. They said they don't want a relationship, but maybe they're just scared. They said they moved on, but maybe they are just deactivating. They said they only see you as a friend, but maybe they don't really mean it. Now, obviously, an avoidantly attached person can say those things, but still want to be with you. So you have to look at 2 things together: their words and their behavior. If they clearly say, I don't want to be in a relationship, I don't see us getting back together, I just see you as a friend, or please don't contact me, then you have to respect that. You have to stop looking underneath it for a secret meaning. Now, this is where it gets confusing, because they might still check in once in a while and then disappear again. They might breadcrumb you, check in on you, or look at your social media. And that does mean they are thinking about you, but it does not mean that they are coming back to the relationship. It may mean they care. It may mean they feel guilty for hurting you. It may mean they're curious about what you're doing. It may even mean they miss you. But none of that means they are choosing to come back to you. That isn't happening until they make an effort to reach back out to you, reconnect, talk about what happened, talk about how it affected both of you, talk about what they need and what you need to feel safe and loved in a relationship. Now, this is when you have to be honest about it. If they gave you a clear sign to leave them alone, then you need to do that. In practice, there's just one rule you need to remember, and it's this. An avoidantly attached person who is pulling away has to be allowed to pull away. You cannot chase them into wanting the relationship. You can't talk them into commitment. You have to let them decide that they want to come back and be fully committed to the relationship again on their own. Now, could they change their mind later? Yes. People can come back after weeks, months, or even years. And this is why no contact is so important. It allows that decision to be their own. And it allows you to think about if that's what you really want. Now, if they are telling you they do not want a relationship and their behavior keeps confirming it, then that is one of the strongest signs that you should stop waiting and continue to focus on taking care of yourself. Now, the second sign is that they are in a rebound relationship. But let me be clear about this. A rebound does not automatically mean your ex will never come back. Avoidant rebounds often fall apart, and I have other videos that go deeper into avoidant rebounds. I'll share a link to those here, but in this video, I want you to look at something more important. For an avoidantly attached person, a rebound may be less about deep emotional connection and more about emotional regulation, which means a rebound helps them not feel the breakup as directly. So, if your avoidant ex rebounds, the question isn't really, will they come back after the rebound? The question is, what does the rebound tell you about how they deal with emotional pain? Let's zoom in on this for 1 second. Avoidantly attached people can start to feel overwhelmed when talking through conflict, giving reassurance, staying emotionally present, or letting someone need them. They regulate that emotional pain by pulling away, shutting down, and distracting themselves. Now, if rebounding has become the way they regulate those feelings, then they may come back, start to feel overwhelmed again, break up with you, and start a new rebound relationship again. It doesn't always happen that way, but it is a pattern you have to pay attention to. Now, as people are starting to consider the truth of this, one of two questions almost always come up. The first is, what if I'm the rebound? And the second is, what if they started the relationship before we were really over? Now, I'll answer that second one at the end of this video, but right now, if you're the rebound, then just know it really doesn't change anything. If your partner is avoidantly attached, they will most likely pull away when they feel overwhelmed. And if rebounding is how they regulate those feelings, then they will most likely rebound again with someone new, maybe even go back to their ex. Now, that brings us to the third sign, and this is where a lot of people get trapped because this looks like the sign you were hoping for. It seems like proof they regret the breakup, and it feels like things are really starting to change. What you'll notice is it usually goes like this. In the beginning, you don't think they'll ever reach out, even though you wish they would. Then it starts with something small. They watch your stories, you realize you're unblocked, or they send you a text to see how you are. And honestly, they're acting like nothing ever happened. And as a result of that, you start to get your hopes up. Maybe they're coming back. Maybe they finally regret leaving and you're going to get back together. But just when everything is starting to feel good again, their replies get shorter, they become closed off, they don't want to talk, they won't say why they reached out, or even meet up to see you again. Now, that's going to hurt worse than the silence, because you're back in the same place, wondering if you should keep hoping or finally let go of them. So I'm going to be direct here, because this needs to be understood. Saying they miss you is not returning to your relationship. Asking how you are is not returning to the relationship. Unblocking you, watching your stories, liking your comments, and breadcrumbing are not them returning to the relationship. That is them starting to feel this connection you share. But this is where you have to slow down, relax, and ask yourself, besides them talking to you, has anything else really changed? Are they just liking your stories? Are they just sending memes and random, hey, how are you text? Are they talking about the past and everything that was good but nothing else? Or are you both talking about what happened and how to deal with it differently? Now, if they come back and the conversation hasn't become the two of you talking about what you both need to feel loved and safe, then they are not really back in the true sense of a deeply connected relationship, which means you have to stay in no contact while you wait for them to get to that point, or you need to stay in no contact as a way to let go and move on with your life. Because you're not wrong, those little signs do mean they're feeling something, but it doesn't mean they're anywhere near coming back to you in a meaningful way. Which naturally brings us to the fourth sign. You've gone no contact, you've stopped chasing them, but they haven't come back and started to repair the relationship with you. Now, this one is tricky, because you never know exactly how long it takes an avoidant ex to come back. Some avoidants come back after a few weeks, some take months, some take longer. The best way to know where your avoidant ex is in that process is to understand their behavior. So I'll share a link to a video on the 3 stages they go through before coming back at the end of this. But right now, I do not want you to hear this sign and think, okay, I'll do no contact, and if they haven't come back by a certain date, then it's over forever. That is not what this sign means. This sign is about something much more specific. Remember how earlier we talked about avoidantly attached people regulating uncomfortable emotions by pulling away? This is called deactivation. Deactivation is really them detaching from those uncomfortable feelings coming up inside of them. And they need to go through that process before they're ready to come back. Now, let's go a little deeper here so you can fully understand what's happening. When most people feel threatened or emotionally unsettled, their attachment system naturally looks for comfort. That might mean turning to a friend, a partner, or someone you look up to and can trust, or just anything that feels safe to you. Now, avoidantly attached people often follow a different pattern. When they are emotionally unsettled, they are more likely to move away from that type of comfort and toward self-reliance, distance, or independent ways of calming themselves. And what that really means to you is this. If you're trying to contact them, connect with them, pull them closer before they feel safe enough to do that while they're deactivating, then they are not going to come back. They are going to pull away even more. Now, if you struggle with that, and most people do, then I built something to help you. The No Contact Safety Net. It helps you know what to do before you reach out to them, how to reply when they reach out to you, and what to do if you've already made a mistake. You can get it from the link here. Now, sign 5 is they started another relationship before your relationship was really over. First of all, I know how painful that is. And if they started a new relationship while they were with you, then I want you to stop and listen very carefully. They might still come back to you, but people who cheat are statistically much more likely to cheat again. And if that is the pattern they've developed, then even if they did come back, you need to ask yourself, are you willing to risk being hurt like that again? Because they may come back, but it doesn't mean they're coming back to you as a changed person who is ready for a deeper, more stable relationship. Now, people make mistakes, people can change, but this 5th sign deserves some careful thought. And I'm telling you this because I don't want to see you get hurt. You need to protect your heart, and you deserve a relationship where you feel safe, loved, and supported. Now, knowing these signs is the first step to understanding real commitment. And the next thing you'll need to understand is the 3 stages an avoidant goes through before coming back to you, because that's when things really start to become clear. So click the link for the next video, and I'll see you there.